What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to Comic Breakdown. If you guys are new to the channel, do me a favor and hit that sub button, hit that notification bell, make sure you're not missing any of the awesome content that we have coming out. Now, with this video, we are jumping into Fear State Detective Comics. Now, if you haven't been keeping up with Detective Comics, go ahead, check out the link in my description, as well as the top of this video. It will get you completely caught up on everything going on in this line. Now, this will be issue 1044. And currently, the whole city is in absolute chaos, with the magistrate taking over, with Hugh Vile's weird parasite monster hatching and laying eggs inside of the sewers, with Scarecrow doing everything he can to terrify the populace to a point that they break. Batman finds himself down in the sewers, attempting to save the mayor's life. And with that being said, let's dive into this breakdown. Alright gang, so as we dive into this issue, we are picking up at Gotham City morgue. And we have the body of Hugh Vile, with this parasite that has been living inside of him for the good majority of his life. With him now being dead, this parasite appears to make its way into the drains. Now, it made its way into the drains, into the sewer system, and that just so happens to be where the mayor currently is right now, looking at a ton of egg sacs completely surrounding him. Looking around, seeing that he has no avenue, no way of being able to escape this place. Simultaneously, we have Batman trying to traverse these sewers, trying to find him, trying to find any location of where he might be. Because if this city does not have its mayor, it will collapse in on itself. The magistrate will be allowed to take over and do anything that it wants. And so with Batman having limited communication with the surface, being able to talk to only Oracle, but even Oracle has absolutely no idea where the mayor is. Even at that, she can barely get a bead on where Batman is. Now, right now, Oracle has been monitoring everything that is going on at City Hall because Nero has taken over. There's no hostages, just him and 6 of his men had walked into City Hall, and they declared themselves as the leader, with SWAT team police on the outside. This is a standoff situation, and as it stands, there have been no demands. Now they're getting ready to move in on this situation. What Batman needs to do is be able to find the mayor and put him back in his seat. And so while Batman goes searching for the mayor, we have Barbara making her way inside the mayor's office. Going in here acting like she is just lost, not sure where she is, just like regular day citizen. Little do they know, she has been sent in as a plant to be able to take all of these guys down. Because she goes from a regular citizen to Batwoman in the flick of a wrist. And she takes these guys down just as fast. They are absolutely no match for her. Completely taken off guard, taken by surprise, there was no hope for them. And she lets them know that there is no room for Regency in Gotham City. That if you want to go for office, if you want to be in charge, then you need to run for office. Now, picking up with Batman inside of the sewers, he has been walking back and forth trying to find any kind of location of where the mayor is. The only issue is this place has been bombed to heck. And so there is cave-in after cave-in after cave-in. And as Batman is looking around, trying to find any sign of the mayor, even shouting his name, this is where he sees a little bug. But this bug looks new to him, something that is completely unfamiliar, but also familiar in a very unique way. Something in the back of his throat, it twitches when he feels it come closer. And he realizes that this has to be connected to Vile. Some way, some shape or form, it has something to do with him. But when Batman hollered out, the mayor heard him. Because behind this rock wall, that is where the mayor currently is. And Batman lets him know that he is going to try and get to him. Now, of course, the mayor at this point, he doesn't want anybody's help, let alone Batman's help. Telling him that he needs to get his men in here, he needs to get the magistrate because this is a state emergency. But Batman tries to let him know that these tunnels, they are very unsound. There's been nearly a dozen rounds of explosions in the last month alone, and they just had a cave-in that dropped at least 20 feet. And so he really could call in the army, but that would be risking all of their lives. And that's something the mayor doesn't want to do. Now the mayor lets him know that there is something down here with him. He's not sure what it is, he's not sure what these things are. Batman already realizing exactly what this is, so he ignores it completely and goes on to talk about how he could get to him. Now the mayor, he has no faith in Batman, and he doesn't want his help here either, because he has to trust the man who killed his partner. Though this was completely accidental, his partner's missteps and one of the Joker's traps killed him. It wasn't necessarily Batman. And Batman knows that there is a part of this guy that just simply doesn't trust him. But he's been part of Gotham and Gotham Mayor long enough to know that it wasn't Batman who killed him, that it's not simply a one-sided story. But they don't have time to talk about this. The clock is ticking, and it is only a matter of time before either this place comes down or these eggs start to hatch. And as the mayor looks over, he sees one of the eggs pop. And we see one by one, all of these little eggs, they begin hatching. And this is where the mayor, he starts to panic. He starts to freak out. These horrible looking, disgusting bugs are popping out and they're coming at the mayor. With one of them jumping onto him, it gets onto his skin. It clings onto him, and then it burrows itself underneath the skin on his hand. Batman letting him know that he needs to get this off. Batman frantically trying to figure out how he can get through this wall. Now the mayor is able to stop this one bug that is burrowing under his skin by grabbing it and squishing it right there underneath his skin. But as he looks down, as he looks around, he realizes that there are far too many of them. And so Batman has one option: risk a cave-in or have him be eaten alive by all of these bugs. And so using his grappling hook, he shoots it at the rock wall. With it penetrating deep into this wall, he is able to pull it and brings it all come tumbling down, with these little bugs already completely covering the mayor, with the mayor sitting in what looks to be ankle-high water as all of these things attack him. Batman takes this as an opportunity. Shooting his grappling hook up at the ceiling, he goes flying up into the air and shoots down at the ground. But what he shoots down is electricity, electrifying all of the water to include the mayor himself. But all of these bugs, they get fried, they get zapped instantly on the spot. And we see the mayor taking one heck of a jolt of electricity through his body. And though this killed all of the little bugs that were on him in the surrounding area, it left the mayor in a very weakened state, possibly even dead. As Batman grabs him and drags him onto dry land, Batman does everything he can to try to communicate with him. But the mayor isn't waking up, with Batman pounding on his chest, trying to get his lungs going, trying to get his heart pumping. And we have Batman sitting here, frantically trying to get the mayor to come back to life, not willing to have this death on his conscience. This is where this issue will end. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. It was definitely a quicker issue than usual. It's got a little bit stuff in the back that really doesn't pertain to the overall fear state moving forward. But what we are seeing is everything that has been happening over the course of the last couple months in these comics really starting to meet its end. Now, up there on the surface, currently everything is going sideways. The magistrate has been taking over. Scarecrow has been let loose on the city. Vile was murdering people left and right, that is, until he died. But even in death, he was able to lay these eggs. These eggs made their way into the sewer system, and that's just so happened where the mayor also is. Now, we saw one of them get under the mayor's skin. We're not sure if any were able to actually make it in. Were they able to survive the electrical volts? And does that mean we saw the end of this? Were those eggs the last of it, or could we very easily see one of them be able to escape? Be able to escape and affect somebody and come back for Batman, come back for Gotham City, and take this place by storm. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. If you have not yet, do me a favor, hit that sub button, hit that notification bell, make sure you're not missing any of the awesome content that we have coming out, and until the next breakdown.